Hey everyone, we are here at TriggrCon 2018 unarmed because they lied to me last year, but hey, you know what? We're dealing with it as we got right now, and actually we're going to show you a good option if you ever find yourself in the situation I found myself in a few hours ago. So I'm here at the Vaultek booth, and they have some pretty nifty little safes here. So this right here is your guys' kind of newest product, right?
Correct.
So
correct.
What do we have here?
Yeah, so we debuted this actually specifically for TriggrCon. So if you're familiar with our products, we really specialize in a quality, premium, rugged, smart safe. Mm-hmm. One of the things, like you mentioned, where a lot of people are asking for in-vehicle storage or a little more versatile kind of mounting options, because obviously there's a lot of variety of different car builds, and you know, there's not an all-in-one solution. So today we're basically debuting our slider series. So how this is built, as you can tell, we have these vertically mounted currently, but it is a rapid deployment safe. And all of our other safes normally open from the top front lid opening. So this uses a precision rail deployment, uses a ball bearing system. Okay. So it's just very rapid. This is made primarily for compact, subcompact firearm. It does have a slot for an additional mag as well. But as you can tell, if you can see here, is the mounting plate is very unique. So this is a patented mounting plate that we have, but it's very versatile in the fact that you can mount this to a stud. You can also mount this to either side of the safe. And it is VESA mounts compatible as well.
Awesome.
So this one we have mounted down to this flat surface, but we also do have one down here that is mounted horizontally as well.
Well, and so one of the things that kind of appealed to me about this, so the safes that I've shown you on the channel before, those little bedside ones, which we're going to take a look at their options of them also, but one of the things that I like about this one specifically is, especially when you have it mounted vertically like this, is it presents the firearm to you where you can get a perfect firing grip right off the bat. Normally, with those other bedside ones, and again with the ones we're going to look at, it's laying flat, so you have to pick it up and then establish your firing grip. This one, especially like in a vehicle or something like that, if you have it mounted vertically, as soon as you open that thing up, it is ready for you to get your firing grip, you know, practice your fundamentals so that you can put the shots where they need to be. And then obviously when it's mounted horizontally, it's still going to have a little bit of that standoff based on how you mount it, so you can still get it better than you would with the other ones, but that's a feature that I really like to see.
No problem. I also wanted to show you, to kind of tie into that, is we do have a biometric version and a non-biometric version of these safes, but also what we've now developed and rolled out was the Nano Smart Key, which basically is like a panic button, which is a single press button that, when pressed, can deploy the safe. And he did sign the injury waiver, so hopefully we're fine there.
We're good.
But with that single press, it gives you, again, another option for quick and rapid deployment. And as you can tell, this actually can be programmed to multiple safes. So really the sky's the limit on how you want to use this, kind of like we were joking around, his or hers type situation. So,
well, and again, one of the cool things with that too is one of the things that people worry about when it comes to these type of safes, especially for bedside stuff, is you get woken up 2 o'clock in the morning, you're still wiping the sleep out of your eyes, you don't know what's going on. So some people worry about having the cognitive ability to enter in a 5-digit code or something like that. So if you have this like on top of your bedstand, you can have that hidden underneath one of your drawers or in a secret spot. So worst case scenario, gross motor skills, all you have to do is hit one button and then it deploys the firearm ready for you to use. So again, some really interesting options. Again, I haven't seen one like this where it just gives you it ready to present. So that's a really cool thing. But let's go and take a look at some of their more, I guess, traditional designs of those more standard vehicle or bedside safes. So we're gonna cut and then move over there. Editing magic. All right, so through the magic of editing, we are now slightly behind where we previously were to talk about some of the more traditional style safes that you guys have. So what are we looking at here?
Yeah, so this is our 20 series. So this was our first entry into the industry, really, our core product. And then we've evolved from there. We've actually made a smaller one, and then we've made a larger unit. But this one really just is in that sweet spot. You know, it's kind of fits full-size firearm. and additional mags. You could actually fit a full size and a subcompact in there as well. But our 20 series, built on really our standard, construction, unibody design, gauge steel. There's no welds in this product here. A couple unique things too from a construction standpoint. When you open it, you'll notice there's a 2-point latch system. Traditionally in products like this, you'll see a single point latch. So the anti-impact latches just make this extremely durable and foolproof when it comes to like drop or if you were to slam it on the ground. Also, there is anti-pry construction. Again, something that somebody couldn't just shimmy a blade or a screwdriver into the side of it. So we've really thought about all of that from the construction standpoint. As far as, I know you mentioned in-vehicle storage. So something like this is really ideal as well because it has a couple different ways that you can secure this product. So if you open it, you notice there is a cabling, latching mechanism, which can be simply placed down into the slot there. And then when it is closed, it is now secured. So we have a truck here actually that they did for SEMA, and they've incorporated our product into that truck, and they have it cabled around the undercarriage of the seat of the truck, and it's underneath the seat, slid underneath the seat. Also too, if you wanted to, there are pre-drilled holes in all of these safes. So this one has 2 pre-drilled holes. We have a couple safes around us here that are actually fixed to a surface as well.
Yeah. So you got a lot of mounting options there. So whether you want it in a vehicle or on a bedside table or whatever. And whenever I talk about stuff like this, people always say, well, can't someone just do this? Can't someone just do that? And the reality of it is there's no safe that's going to be completely impenetrable. What you're trying to do, like whether it be to keep kids from getting to it, unauthorized individuals from getting to it, or just to stop the smash and grab guys specifically with vehicle stuff, this is going to work excellently for that. And I think even well in some of those other more intense scenarios. But again, if you guys have seen some of the videos I've done, if you have a home defense gun, you have to be extremely responsible with that because you are held accountable if anything goes wrong with that, and especially to include kids getting a hold of it. So even if you don't have kids yourself, like my nephew, I don't have kids. Hopefully it stays that way for a while, fingers crossed. But I have a nephew, and anytime he comes over, I have to be very diligent to make sure things are put away safely. So having something like this is going to help that for any sort of home defense gun that I have in a bedside table or something like that. And then again, if you did have kids, 2 o'clock in the morning, or whatever, if you take your carry gun off, put it in here, now you don't have to worry about it, but you still have quick access to it via the code, and then biometric also. Correct. As well, right?
Yeah, and it really touched on that as well, and we understood that as everyday carry, personal home defense firearm. A couple unique things that we've done as well. So if you did have this on your nightstand, if you notice, if you just touch the very front here, there's a proximity sensor. So if you touch the front, the keys will actually illuminate. We'd go into a lot of these training simulation environments, and they'd have, a setting where there's an individual in a bed with a safe and a flashlight next to them, and they would use the flashlight to see the keypad. Well, we've basically incorporated that right into our safe. So the keypad will light up. And then yes, we've got the biometrics, we've got a keypad. We do have a failover, just traditional standard keyed option as well. Another unique thing that we've done is we do have a mobile application. And then within that application, you can see your battery life. You can see if it has been tampered. So if you do have this out, you do have it in a place where somebody could potentially kind of fiddle with it or tamper with it, you would be able to see that it has been tampered with. You can manage the history log, you can manage the fingerprints from here, and you do have access into the history log of every entry into the safe.
That's awesome. So if your kid does figure out what your 5-digit code is and he's sneaking in there, you'll be aware of that, which is definitely a good thing. Again, with the lighting up finger panel, that's another concern of those people who have it for a bedside thing where they are worried about not being able to see it. So even if you can remember your code, not being able to know to put it in, because I also put a flashlight in mine, but I have it inside the safe, which doesn't do you a whole lot of good when it comes to entering in the code, but it's there. This gives you the option of being able to still visibly be able to see the numbers and then be able to access quickly what's inside. And at least one this size looks like it'll hold a full-size handgun, right?
Oh, yeah.
with weapon lights, extra mags, flashlights, whatever you want to put in there. And you guys have different size models
Correct.
for pretty much any size handgun, correct?
Yeah, so we have a 10 series, our 20 series, and then our Pro series. I mean, think of it as small, medium, large. 10 is the smaller, the 20 is our mid-size, and then our Pro series is the larger size safes that we have.
Awesome. And any thoughts of going into long gun safes, maybe?
Definitely.
Okay.
So that's on the horizon. I don't hold my feet to the fire on this, but I'd say later this year, first quarter next year, you should see a long gun safe out from Vaultek.
Awesome. Again, when it comes to mounting guns in vehicles, or I should say storing guns in vehicles, storing guns at home, you know, I'm a big proponent of doing it safely, doing it responsibly. Because again, I found myself here today having to go through metal detectors, which I'm going to have a dedicated video on that, so I'm not going to get on my soapbox right now. But having a safe in the vehicle where you can safely and securely store those is a much better option than just throwing it under a front seat or in a glove box, something like that.
Definitely.
Anything else you want to cover here?
Yeah, I think we touched on a lot of the core items there. Oh, one last thing is battery. So to your point with battery, that was another thing we wanted to address. So these all run on a lithium-ion battery. It's not proprietary, 18650, and these safes are rechargeable. And you can easily see if the battery life is getting low by simply pressing the 5 button on the safe, or you can see it from the app as well.
Awesome. But then if the battery did die, you still have
have the key
to be able to get in there.
Or you just plug it into a standard micro USB.
Oh, there you go. Well, cool. So if people want to find out your full product line, where can they go?
VaultekSafe.com.
VaultekSafe.com. Okay, so depending on where you're watching this, there may or may not be links below because Google is fun and I have to deal with that. I think this will be okay though, so I should have the links in the description. But otherwise, just search Vaultek Safe or VaultekSafe.com and you'll see it. Some really cool stuff here. We're just barely scratching the surface. There's some really cool features and accessories that go with these, but definitely stay on top because I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So if you want to see more from TriggrCon, definitely stay tuned because we're going to have a lot of videos coming out from here. But anyway, with all that said, as always, I hope you're able to get something out of this video, and I really appreciate you watching.
Thank you.